How's it going? So, figured I'd give you guys an update on what's going on. You guys asked for one on the fires, so it's pretty much right behind me. It didn't really work out going through the night how I was hoping. I was up many, many times checking my phone, seeing what was going on, getting updates as much as I can. They're pretty good about updates, usually about every hour or maybe 2 hours. I'll get an update, and I was hoping it would go more west and more south, but it actually did the worst. It started going north. So I'll show you what it looks like now. Um, they've had evacuations. Not, I'm literally like right out of the zone, but I'll show you what it looks like now. So this is basically the file right here. Um, as you can see in this orange reddish part, that is currently where the fire is. So it originally started right down where that little fire emblem is. And yeah, so it started down there. I was hoping it would go more down towards in here, but there's really not much over there. Up through here, all where the oranges, that's where the fire is currently at right now. And there's really nothing there, right? There's no buildings, there's no nothing. It's just brush. And the thing that sucks about it is like the trucks can't really get to it because there's just like these tiny little roads. Like, how do you get to a fire that's like way over here? There's no roads going to any of this. So they have to use planes. As you can see, they kind of track the planes. Like, here's a plane here. They're using this reservoir. The one thing I said that would be the start of it, like, here's this reservoir. I was like, oh, that will stop it, because once you get past this little reservoir right here, it goes into houses and businesses and all that kind of stuff. The yellow is the evacuation. The dark red is you have to evacuate. Like, you will die if you don't. That's basically how they put it. Mandatory. There's no real homes up through here where it's all burning. It's just brush. There's just mountains and brush and nothing. The closest thing is, actually, let me update this, see if it's expanded at all. Yeah, so more planes. They're pretty good about updating them. The only thing is there's right here, there seems to be a building, and they're kind of staying off. So this orange is the fire, and it's almost going to hit that. It hasn't passed this main road. This main road has been closed, but there's really nothing. As you can see, it's just brush, and there's really nothing out here. Here you get a town with a little bit of stuff and some houses. But yeah, pretty much it's all just brush. But the good thing about this road is the fire trucks can go there much easier than taking some back road. And there's usually on a main road like that, there will be some fire hydrants along the way as well. So much better. That's why it's kind of stopped at this road right now. So I thought originally that, I've shown pictures outside my door. There's smoke everywhere. There's ash on my car this morning. I thought it was going to come more down in here where there's really nothing. But that is not the case. It did. The worst case scenario went up. Now, I thought it would go up and more to the left, so it would hit this and it would be stopped. So the only way would be to go around this over here on this lake right here, or around over on this side. And I thought that would be really easy, for a lot better for the fire departments. And then in order to get to where I am at, I'm here. This is where I am, right there. So as you can see on the bottom right here that's where the evacuation zone is, and I'm right there. So this is the only thing I'm worried about. And let's see if they've contained any. The last thing I saw that they had like 10% contained. So the last update was like 30 minutes ago. 10% contained. Yeah, so that's about it. 10%. That's not very much. And the current size, I believe, is 5,000 acres. Yeah, right here. 5,400 acres. 10% contained. So quite big. To give you an example, the Palisades, the LA one, was about 1/4 to 1/5, about 4 to 5 times bigger than this. So this is a pretty big fire. So here's the only thing I'm concerned about. Is obviously it's moved this way. Today is a very warm day. It's like 72 degrees. So that's not helping much. But this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, it should cool down to like 50s. at the highs, and then I think it's supposed to rain maybe Saturday or Sunday. I don't know if it's going to rain in this area, but we'll see. This is the only thing I'm concerned about. So obviously, I was hoping it would go towards more of this lake right here, but it's going around, and that is the problem. And here's where the problem. See, if it went towards the lake, it would have to go into this town, and then when you're going into town, it's much harder for a fire to burn because right now this is all that's kindling. It's just basically brush. But if you go through this town, more cement, that concrete, not as much to burn. Everything out here is stucco. There's not much wood homes, so it would be, yes, it can still burn and all that kind of stuff, but it's just much harder for the fire. And it would have to go through a whole lot of stuff before it even got to me. And a lot of people's houses would get wrecked. This is what I'm fearful of. So if it jumps over this road, if they can't stop it on this road and it jumps into here, all this is the exact same. No easy path for the firefighters to get to. It's all mountainous, all just brush and dead leaves and trees and all sorts of stuff. And it could easily just tear. See how much is this orange right here? All this is tore through in like 24 hours. It could easily go through all this again. And when that happens, it's going to move over here to the left-hand side. We have this little reservoir, but that's not much. And then all it has to do is get through basically one little set of homes, and then it's boom, right on top of me. So that's the only thing I'm kind of worried about in terms of me, is that if it goes to the right of this reserve and jumps over Otay Lakes Road, which it looks like it is, there's really no stopping it through here because there's nothing here. There's no buildings. It's just brush. It's all mountainous. The firefighters can't really get to it. That's why they're just using plane after plane after plane and dumping it. And then it's like right behind me at that point. So I've been watching this closely, seeing if we have to evacuate. So far, we're not in the yellow zone. We're right, just a few blocks away from the yellow zone, and that's what I'm going to be watching. I was hoping they would have this under control a lot more. So yeah, it's kind of I really don't know. I'll probably, if I do have to evacuate, if I do have to evacuate, it means it's jumped into here. And it started moving towards the left, which would be west, towards me, and then it'll put me in the evacuation zone. So that's the only thing I'm kind of worried about. I really don't know. It doesn't seem like they have much of a good handle on it because it's just kind of been growing and growing and growing, and it's kind of hot out. I thought the night would have helped it, but it didn't really help it. It kept on going. So a lot of smoke in the air. You can see the fire from my house. If I stepped outside, well, we have big buildings in the way. You can see smoke everywhere. It smells like smoke. So that's kind of the update. I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on. What I'm probably planning for is just to keep watching this. If I hit the evacuation zone, then obviously I'll have to come back here and start packing things up. I bring my dogs every time, but I didn't bring my dogs this time because just in case I had to leave, I didn't want one more thing I had to carry around. So yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at. So that's my update. I'll keep you guys posted if things change. So far, it's changed for the worse. Kind of more worst case scenario so far from last night.